I think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what you are.
My daughter is beautiful, Ivanka.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of.
I have to tell you something. If someone said that my daughter was a hot piece of ass, I would put my fist through his face.
But Donald, do you worry because you have a daughter who's a model?
I do, and I have a deal with her. She's just 17, and she's doing great, Ivanka, and she made me promise her, swear to her, that I would never date a girl younger than her. So, as she grows, Howard, as she grows older,
Right.
the field is getting very limited severely, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the nerve of her. Now you can't go out with 16-year-olds.
There are some things that once you hear them, you can't unhear them. And when Howard Stern started talking about his old interviews with Donald Trump, the entire country got to hear something that made even the shock jock himself cringe in retrospect. This isn't about secret affairs or manufactured drama. This is about something far more disturbing. Years of documented audio of Donald Trump making sexually inappropriate comments about his own daughter Ivanka on live radio.
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her?
Who?
Ivanka. My daughter,
is.
Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
She's hot.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
We had all those FBI agents warning that if you put this guy in charge, there could be serious terroristic acts. But of course, the Trump regime's like, no, the FBI resources need to be focused on invading Home Depot parking lots and farms and factories and restaurants and places of work and peaceful communities so that the Trump regime can engage in chemical warfare with Greg Bovino and the Border Patrol throwing like chemical grenades at people, while actually the terrorists are not being prosecuted. The sex traffickers are not being prosecuted. Scratch that. They're actually being aided and abetted by the PPP, the Pedo Protection Program, that is the Trump regime.
And when Howard Stern finally exposed the full extent of these comments, it revealed a pattern that nobody could ignore. Let me break down every documented moment, what Trump actually said, how these recordings resurfaced, and why Howard Stern himself eventually admitted that Trump's unfiltered comments about Ivanka crossed lines that shouldn't exist between a father and daughter. September 2004. A piece of ass.
This is a guy who, when he was on Howard Stern, this is not new information. He was on Howard Stern before he ever descended from the escalator. And Howard Stern asked him, what is your age cutoff? And he said 12. This is on video. He said he would go as young as 12, but below 12 is too young. He said that if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he'd fuck her. He said that when he owned the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, he would go into the dressing rooms where underage girls were changing clothes and he could inspect them because he owned the pageant. So none of this is new. He's an adjudicated rapist with E. Jean Carroll. And this has always been out there. And I think the larger question is, why does this MFer?
Let's start with the most notorious clip. September 2004, Howard Stern's radio show. Donald Trump is a guest, and they're discussing Trump's daughter Ivanka, who was 22 years old at the time. Howard Stern says, "Your daughter, can I say this? A piece of ass." Trump's response, "Yeah." Not, "That's inappropriate." Not, "Don't talk about my daughter that way." Just, "Yeah." Trump then adds that Stern would be the last person I would introduce her to.
Ivanka Trump, most beautiful girl in the world. You know, I would marry her. These types of things, most people, certainly politicians, don't say.
That you know about sexual predators and things like that. Right. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true. You know about sexual predators and things like that. Right. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
Can I just show this for you right now? Let me show you this because I want to cleanse this YouTube channel after talking about Donald Trump's horrors and what a grotesque species that he is, or as Governor Newsom calls him, a grotesque invasive species. Let's go back to a time when Thanksgiving was led by actual leaders with dignity here in the United States. The Obama Foundation posted the following: for centuries in peace and in war, through prosperity and in adversity, Americans have paused at this time of year to gather with loved ones and give thanks for life's blessings.
Acknowledging that Stern is the type of person he wouldn't want near his daughter, while simultaneously agreeing that it's fine to call her a piece of ass on live radio. Think about that for a second. A father, on national radio, giving permission for a shock jock to sexually objectify his 22-year-old daughter. That's not normal. That's not acceptable. And that's just the beginning. If you're ready to hear the full documented story of Trump's inappropriate comments about Ivanka, hit that subscribe button right now, because what came next is even more disturbing.
Beautiful girl in the world. You know, I would marry her. These types of things, most people, certainly politicians, don't say. Ivanka Trump.
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her? Who? Ivanka.
During the campaign and even now, people quote these interviews that I did with him big time. I was quite surprised when they dragged out every single Donald Trump interview I had done. And in some ways, I felt it was unfair to Trump. But really, it was in a very joking scenario. He was not comparing his life to a Vietnam vet. It was ha, 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 and this and that.
Play this clip right here of former President Obama as he guided through the ages of his Thanksgiving tenure. Here, play this clip.
For centuries, in peace and in war, in prosperity and in adversity, Americans have paused at this time of year to gather with loved ones and give thanks for life's blessings.
We'll spend some time taking stock of what we're thankful for. The God-given bounty of America and the blessings of one another. I'm thankful that my daughters get to grow up in this great country of ours. And I'm thankful for the chance to do my part, as together we make tomorrow better than today. We're also grateful that this country has always been home to Americans who see these blessings not simply as gifts to enjoy, but as opportunities to give back. We give thanks for the men and women who set sail for this land nearly 4 centuries ago, risking everything for the chance at a better life.
October 2006. She's always been voluptuous. 2 years later, Trump is back on Howard Stern's show, and this time, Stern asks an even more inappropriate question. Has Ivanka gotten breast implants? A normal father would shut that question down immediately. A normal father would tell Stern that's none of his business and completely inappropriate to ask about his daughter's body. But Trump isn't a normal father.
She's beautiful, Ivanka.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, I go out with somebody, and she's like 21, and she's talking about, what are you doing? And she's studying algebra. And,
so what?
And it's like, it was always embarrassing for me to walk in. It's too young. 30's like a perfect age.
Absolutely. She has enough life experience.
Until she's 35.
Too much life experience.
What is it at 35, Howard? It's called checkout time.
And you're probably, I would say, the greatest judge of beauty on this planet. In fact, I would create a TV show for you where all you did was just judge women.
Now, that may be the best idea of all.
It's a simple thing. It's a half hour, and we strip it out all over the country.
I would say I'm the all-time judge.
You own this pageant. You go over, you're meeting the girls. It's like one of them comes up to you and says, Mr. Trump, you're a very sexy man.
You're a beautiful man. You have fantastic hair.
Well, you're a powerful man. Right? You're a powerful man.
Right.
I want to sleep with you. Now, you're not the type that would say no.
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right. No, but I mean, you see a beautiful woman, you want to have that. You're a guy who likes to have everything, right?
Well, couldn't that be construed, however, as
conflict?
Yes.
Well, I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And,
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Instead, Trump engages with the question. He says, "She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet tall, and she's an amazing beauty." Stern had remarked that Ivanka looks more voluptuous than ever, and instead of defending his daughter's privacy, Trump confirmed and expanded on the observation. He discussed his daughter's body in detail on live radio, as if he were describing a woman he was dating rather than his own child. The language itself is telling. Always been very voluptuous.
Get away with this stuff. Do you know of anybody?
Oh, no.
That gets away with this kind of stuff, nor a person. What's so disturbing for me is they say now he has like 35%, which is way too high approval.
Way.
These 35% of Americans celebrate the villain. They just celebrate this horrific person, and that's so devastating when you think about it. And the generational impact that this is going to have on people that are coming of age, and they've had him as the ambient politician in the background of their childhoods.
Yep.
And the way he's behaved, and then the excuses that are made for him, the universities that have been over, the industry titans that have been over. It's abhorrent what has happened to our culture. But I do think what Trump represents is all of the worst things about Americans brought to like one horrible zit head. Like, it's him.
That means Trump has been looking at and evaluating his daughter's body throughout her life. That means he's been thinking about her physique in ways that fathers shouldn't. 2003. She's got the best body. But wait, there's more. Because in 2003, Trump told Howard Stern, "You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody? And I helped create her. Ivanka. She's got the best body. I helped create her." As if Ivanka is a product.
She does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know.
Okay, Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
If I weren't happily married and, you know, her father.
My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
It's
She's tall,
unbelievable.
she's almost 6 feet.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
As I mentioned, Donald Trump was blaming the Somali community for reasons that are unclear. The shooter was Afghan, and to have broad generalizations about anyone based on this, other than the fact that the Trump regime wants to scapegoat communities all the time. Here's what Donald Trump said about the Somali community in Minnesota yesterday. Play this clip.
An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country.
As if Trump's contribution to her genetics gives him ownership over her appearance. As if it's appropriate for a father to brag about his daughter having the best body. This isn't a one-time slip of the tongue. This isn't a joke taken out of context. This is a pattern of behavior spanning years, documented on one of the most popular radio shows in America. The Rating Game, Ivanka as a 10.